So I've had a lot of people ask me, can we make caramel with allulose, which is an artificial sweetener. So today we're gonna give it a try together. I'm gonna start my burner on a medium-high heat. And I'm gonna use this brand. I got it off of Amazon. We're gonna just give it a try. We're gonna do 1 cup. I will tell you some of the things that I have been learning about allulose is it burns a little easier. So we're gonna do 1 cup of allulose, 6 tablespoons of water. The reason I do water, not everybody does water, but the reason I do it is because it kind of makes it almost foolproof, where it takes it a little bit longer to turn in the amber color, but you have a less likely chance of actually burning it. That doesn't mean you can't burn it. All I'm trying to do now is just let the water absorb into the allulose, and then we're not gonna stir it. So I've also read that allulose will not turn as dark as regular caramel, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of color that we get from this. You can see all the steam coming off. That's just the water evaporating off. So we're at about 6.5 minutes now, and as you can see, it's still not an amber color. Usually it takes about 8 to 10 minutes, but it'll get there. And it'll happen very, very quickly, so you just have to be careful. So we're at about 8 minutes, and you can tell that the caramel is starting to get that amber look to it. So what you're gonna do at this point is get you a cup of heavy cream and pop it in the microwave and just get it warm, because you don't wanna add cold cream to a hot sugar syrup. So I'm gonna get a long-handled whisk. See how it's starting to turn amber? When I add the heavy cream, I like to turn the burner off and just slowly whisk in, just slowly, because there's a lot of steam that's gonna come off here. You're gonna have to be very careful. So just add it slowly, a little bit at a time, stirring while you're doing this, until you've incorporated the full cup. Now, what I like to do is turn the burner back on to your medium-high heat, exactly where you were. And I like to let it boil just a little bit longer because I want mine a little thicker. So you're not gonna stir it at this point. You're gonna just let it boil. All right, it's at 225. So I'm gonna turn the heat off. And I am going to remove it from the heat. But look how gorgeous that is. Doesn't that look absolutely gorgeous? Let's just see how it turns out. So very quickly, while it's like this, a half a teaspoon of sea salt and about a teaspoon of vanilla. Everybody asks me if I'm going to use butter. Not for this recipe, because I don't do it in my regular caramel. If for sauce. Now, if I'm doing a caramel for caramel candies, yes, I absolutely use butter. But for this, for the sauce, you do not have to use butter. Now, if you cannot imagine having caramel without butter, by all means, put you a little dab in there. Put you about a tablespoon in there. It's not going to make it or break it. All right. That actually looks really good. Now, it did say we're going to have to let it thicken up. And what I like to do is I like to get a glass jar and just store it in the glass jar. You have to be very careful doing this because it is very hot. But we'll let it cool down and we'll give it a try. But there you go. Caramel sauce made with allulose. All right, so here's what the caramel looks like. It's been chilling in the refrigerator for about an hour. So like they said, it's not quite as thick, which what I read would be wouldn't be quite as thick, but that's pretty awesome for a sauce. And this is made with allulose. So of course we got to give it a taste. That's actually really, really good. Now, I will tell you, for me, because I'm used to Splenda and stuff, it's almost like I can tell there's a little bit of artificial sweetener taste. But honestly, I think if it's mixed with something, this is going to be really, really good. So this is definitely a keeper. You can definitely get by with this. If you're used to having to do sugar-free things like for being diabetic or whatever, this is actually a winner. I am very happily surprised.